These Democrats are a total joke. So they had a bill on the floor to fund TSA and DHS, and all of the Democrats said no. But what do? They run straight to social media and say, oh, look, everybody, look what the Republicans did. The Republicans refused to fund TSA. They refused to fund DHS. This is what the Democrats saying, but the Democrats are the ones that said no to the funding. The Republicans said yes. People have been at airports for hours and hours, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They're telling people to get there 4 and 5, even 6 hours early to the airport. So that way you don't miss your flight. TSA is not operating at full capacity. DHS is not operating at full capacity. And with everything that's going on around the world right now and inside of the United States of America, have you not seen the news? Have you not seen it? The Democrats want the United States of America not to be protected. The Democrats have done this to our country time and time again. They're holding the country hostage. And basically what they're saying, if you want safety and security in the United States of America, you have to get rid of law enforcement, because it all comes down to them wanting to get rid of ICE because they don't want ICE showing up to voting booths. Why wouldn't they want ICE showing up to a voting booth? Help me out. Help me understand that one. The Democrats, they are the enemy within.
It's funny how Democrats complaining about ICE agents helping out with TSA, but they won't fund TSA. They won't fund DHS. And don't give me this is the Republicans have the branch of the government, all this crap. Because what needs to happen is many of you guys need to go back to school and take civics and take social studies and take history so that you actually understand how our government works. Yes, the Republicans have the House and the Senate, but they do not have full control because there is a filibuster rule in place, which means that in order for a bill to pass, there needs to be 60 votes. The Republicans have voted numerous times to fund DHS. Democrats do not want to fund DHS because they want open borders. They want to abolish ICE, which is extremely unpopular with the American people. That every poll has shown that yes, some Americans, maybe a nice percentage of them, want some reforms with ICE, but a very minority only wants to abolish ICE. Most Americans believe in some type of immigration enforcement with ICE and believe that we should be deporting criminals, and 60% believe we should be deporting all illegal immigrants. So this notion that abolishing ICE is popular is not true. It's popular with the radical left of their party, the far left fringes of their party who hold up abolish ICE signs. So this is what the funding battle is over. This is why. So if the Democrats want ICE to leave the airports, then all they have to do is vote to fund ICE. Stop playing with these people that are missing their paychecks, that are missing their money because DHS is playing, because the Democrats are playing games because they want to. And this is what people need to understand. This fight, that's happening with DHS is over open borders. This fight is over illegal immigration. The Democrats are willing to shut the nation down. They're willing to completely destroy America in order for illegal immigrants, whether you believe in illegal immigration or not.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up today. At some point, man, we got to stop pretending that this is normal. 2 DHS shutdowns in a single year, 2 Democratic-led shutdowns in a single year. That's not governance. That's dysfunction. And here's what they're not telling you. Core enforcement like ICE doesn't just disappear during a shutdown. It's already been funded through prior legislation. So what are we really doing here? This isn't about keeping the lights on. It's about political leverage. Meanwhile, the parts that actually protect everyday Americans, disaster response, cybersecurity, those are the ones being squeezed. See, this is where people are starting to wake up, because when politicians start playing games with stability and the media refuses to explain it straight, trust starts to collapse. The American people are not stupid. We're not dumb. They can see the chaos. They can feel it. And at some point, more folks are going to say what needs to be said, which is enough is enough. Because God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. But Democrats are playing in everybody's faces because they are grasping at straws. This is all they have. They literally allowed the border to be wide open for 4 years. We had a president that ran on, one, closing the border, but two, implementing the largest mass deportation ever committed in U.S. history. And he's doing everything that he can to make that happen. And you have Democrats fighting this tooth and nail, not because they care for America, it's because they care about themselves. They care about their new constituents, which is these illegal immigrants. And that's why they don't want to pass the Save America Act, because they want the mail-in ballots. They want these people to be able to sweep through the cracks. They want dead people to vote. These people are outrageous, but I'm glad that we have a plethora of Americans that are starting to wake up. We got a little bit to get into. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
They want to have murderers come into our country. They want to have open borders, and we're not letting it happen. That's what this is all about. They don't want voter ID. They don't want proof of citizenship. They don't want mail-in ballots. They're so corrupt. What they want, the only thing they want is mail-in ballots. So we also added, as you know, into the Save America Act. And it's called Save America. It's not the Save Act. But we added no transgender mutilization of our children and no men in women's sports.
Which are all things that the majority of Americans can get behind. It's just really funny that you have a group of politicians who are supposed to represent us as Americans refusing to do the bidding and the will of the average American. It's really sickening, man. It's taxation without representation all over again at a much larger and grander scale.
Tell us why you're making the change from the Democrat ticket to President Trump.
Mr. Trump stated, I'm going to build a wall because I want the people that live here to eat first. Since this new administration has come to the table, my children are lacking. My community is lacking. I see abandoned properties, folks laying on the street, and forgive me, why do we feed folk when we have folks who went overseas, hung, bled, and died in the service for this country, and they're laying on the streets? That's unacceptable.
Absolutely.
If you can house an immigrant, with all due respect, house my children first. These are the people that fought for us. They're laying on the street. They can't get medical assistance because you've given it to someone else. They closed down schools. They opened the schools to put migrants in. You could open a school and put my veterans in there. Amen. You could open a school and put my homeless children in there. But yet you refuse to feed those that state that they are here. Right. They've been here. You've overlooked us.
Democrats have overlooked the American people. He's absolutely right. We have veterans. We have our own people who are in dire need of assistance, but yet they moved illegal immigrants into some of the poorest communities in our country. And they decided that, hey, the people that have been here, the American citizens, y'all don't need this. We're about to give millions and billions of dollars to newbies, all in the name of hoping to get these people over the finish line of becoming citizens. And those are the new people that will be 100% loyal to the Democrat Party. It's a slap in the face to every American. And what's really sickening is that we have a media apparatus here that is not there to 100% inform the people. They're nothing more than a propaganda arm for the DNC. If they actually did their jobs the way they're supposed to do their jobs, they would be telling both sides of the story. They would be telling what they're hearing from the right, what they're hearing from the left. Hey, here are the facts. We don't get that, unfortunately. It's really sad.
President Trump, I'm just a peon. You don't even know I exist. But I hope that somebody will see this video and talk to you and let you know how a lot of Americans are feeling right now. Whether we're on the left or we're on the right or we're in the middle, we're all feeling some hardship right now. And some of us are swimming and some of us are sinking. When is it our time, sir? When is it our time? Just like you have done for all these other countries. Well, they need this and they need that, and we need to help them to turn their country around. Yeah, but what about ours? In the meantime, we have dirty politicians all over the place stealing billions and billions of dollars. And you know where those dollars came from, sir? Not from the rich. Not from the wealthy.
That's where she's wrong. The middle class and higher pays majority of the taxes. We talked about this the other day. Out in California, they have 40 million people. Only 17.5 million people actually pay taxes in the state of California. It's a welfare state. We can just go ahead and call it that at that point. And then you have 200 people who just happen to be billionaires in the state of California who's responsible for majority of the taxes that are being paid in the state. If anybody should be livid and upset, it's the wealthy people, the middle class and above. Most of the people in the country that are of the poor demographic, even if they do pay taxes, throughout the year, they typically get a lot of that money back via a refund, because most people don't, they don't put on their properly on their W-2s, properly when it comes to the deductibles and all this other kind of stuff, the dependents, that type of thing. So they overpay, which basically you're giving the government a free loan, because the government doesn't give you interest, on the money that you overpay. They just give it back to you. And people think it's a good thing. Like, oh my gosh, I'm getting a refund. No, they're just giving you your money back without any interest, I might add. But try being late on those taxes and see what happens. Not only you're going to owe what you owe, but you're going to pay interest on that too.
All that money that these politicians are stealing came from poor people's pockets. Taxes, my neighbor's taxes. We freaking work our asses off 40 hours, if not more, a week, just for the government to take a big old chunk of it, be like, shh, and then go take it and give it to illegal people. And that these politicians are still in office. What is happening today, sir? What is happening right now? I understand a lot of things that you're doing. I do. I understand it.
I don't think she does. When you think about, the situation down in Venezuela, you think about what's going on in Cuba, you think about the situation in Iran right now, it's about national security. It's about making sure that we maintain our place as the number one superpower in the world, and not allowing China to get any type of foothold over here in the Western Hemisphere. We can't allow it to happen. So I know a lot of times people see like, oh man, the Venezuelan people are happy because they're getting their country back, not understanding that it really wasn't about them. It was about the best interest of us from a national security perspective. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the BRICS nations, but these people, and you had some actors here in this hemisphere that were working with China, working with Iran to build a coalition of countries that will build a currency or create a currency that would supersede the dollar. And when it comes to, purchasing oil and other major goods around the world, we cannot allow that to happen. We can't allow China to act like they're going to put bases, in Venezuela or, bases in Cuba. We can't allow that to happen. Not in the Western Hemisphere. We have to have full control of this side of the earth.
But I want to be able to understand it a little bit more as to why our country is starting to sink while you're helping Venezuela, and you got to do this for Cuba because Cuba is just right. But guess what? We are just right now too. When is it our turn? I'm getting tired. You spoke on bunker cells, telling all of us that you're aware of the bunker cells and you have your eyes on them. Why do you have your eyes on them? Why didn't you take your people and go into those damn bunker cells, take the people out of them and blow up the bunker cells so they can't have them? I mean, really, if it's that easy to just do it to Iran, how come we're not doing it to the bunker cells? Why are we just keeping our eyes on them? Yeah, we had our eyes on the bad people, and then look what happened in 9/11. I'm sorry, sir, but your eyes on them isn't really giving me a lot of security knowing that I'm safe. I know the bunker cells are not your fault. I'm not blaming you on that. But I'm just asking a regular question as an American who is sinking. I worked my ass off for nothing, and we're getting tired of it. Dirty politicians, dirty illegal immigrants. I just got a $900 electric bill for 1 month. And no, last month's bill didn't cross paths. My electric bill was $895 for 1 month. Do you understand, sir, that I'm just a regular citizen? I'm not rich. I'm just a mediocre person working 40 hours plus a week to survive.
Most of us are in that same situation. Most of us are mediocre. We're doing what we need to do to survive. We talked about we had a video come out on Saturday in reference, because the same thing's happening here in Maryland, to where these crooked politicians in these liberal-led counties have basically signed bad deals with these companies, and people are receiving bills that are just astronomical when it comes to electricity right now. It is insane. Something needs to be done about that. The nation is going through a change. We are going through a new industrial revolution. A lot of jobs that used to exist are no longer going to exist anymore. It's already happening. The layoffs are happening. But there's going to be some new opportunities that will present itself. And there are new opportunities that are presenting itself. I think people need to really get out there, get a full understanding, as to what's happening, do some research on what direction our nation is headed, and what skill sets and careers are going to be in demand now and over the next 10 years, and go get trained so you can go and take advantage, of this new industrial revolution that's happening via the AI. It's here. It's not going anywhere. But we can't be lazy and sit back and complain and say, hey, we just wish that AI would go away and hope that things would go back to the way it was. No different than in the, late 90s and early 2000s, when the technological revolution happened, a new industrial revolution happened via technology and the internet. And people were frustrated and complaining then because the internet was taking jobs. And we adjusted and adapted. And I think we'll do the same thing. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts on any of this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Support the channel, man. Buy your brother a coffee, Cash App. Shout out to Nisi. Shout out to Eric Plummer. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Join the ARP family. We'll appreciate you guys as well. As always, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. And the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.